Did a cold-blooded murderer get away with the perfect crime? When prominent lawyer Randy Gori and his family suffered a horrific home invasion, it left the tight-knit community shaken to its core. But the biggest mystery was still to come. This is the Randy Gori murder case. Don't miss the shocking conclusion. January 2020 was a month that the community of Edwardsville, Illinois, will never forget. The brutal murder of Randy Gori, a prominent asbestos attorney known for his charitable activities, sent shockwaves throughout the area. The man responsible, Timothy Banowetz, would later plead guilty to the crime, but the story was far from over. This narrative delves into the intricate details of the case, the trial, and the subsequent legal maneuvers. Banowetz attempted to escape his fate. Randy Gori was more than just an attorney. He was a community pillar, revered for his generosity and involvement in various charitable causes. On a cold January night, his life was tragically cut short in a manner that seemed almost unfathomable to those who knew him. Banowetz, a pharmacy student with mounting debts, had devised a sinister plan to rob and kill Gori, believing it would solve his financial woes. The night of the murder, Banowetz stalked the Gori residence, hidden in the woods with binoculars. His plan, meticulously detailed in a note later found by investigators, involved using a gun and knife to subdue Gori and his children, forcing them to withdraw millions from the bank, and then killing them to cover his tracks. The note even included instructions to burn the bodies and the house to destroy evidence. Banowetz executed the first part of his plan with chilling precision. He restrained Gori and his children with zip ties, demanding money and searching the house for valuables. The gruesome killing occurred in the basement, where Banowetz stabbed Gori multiple times. The brutality of the act was compounded by the fact that Gori's children, aged 13 and 15, were present in the house, though they were spared from witnessing the actual murder. The crime scene was chaotic. Shortly after the stabbing, an unnamed individual arrived at the Gori home. Banowetz, attempting to maintain control, attacked her as well. However, her two German shepherds intervened, thwarting his assault. In a desperate bid to escape, Banowetz stole Gori's 2020 Rolls-Royce SUV and fled the scene. The vehicle was later found abandoned, leading investigators to Banowetz, who was apprehended with blood on his shirt and the incriminating note falling from his pocket. The case against Banowetz was overwhelming. Forensic evidence tied him to the crime, and his own written words laid bare his premeditated intentions. Despite this, Banowetz initially pleaded not guilty, but the weight of the evidence eventually led him to accept a plea deal. In October 2021, he pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and 2 counts of armed robbery, resulting in a 70-year prison sentence. Banowetz's time in prison, however, did not mark the end of his attempts to evade justice. In December 2022, he filed a motion to withdraw his guilty plea and vacate his sentence, claiming that his plea was coerced and that he received inadequate representation. He argued that his public defender, Mary Copeland, had failed to communicate effectively with him and had not shown him the full discovery or discussed a defense strategy. One of Banowetz's primary contentions was the alleged conflict of interest involving Circuit Judge Kyle Knapp, who had presided over his case. Banowetz claimed that Gori had contributed approximately $40,000 to Knapp's campaigns over the years, which he described as a bribe. He also alleged that his plea was coerced by his lawyer, who told him it was what the Gori family wanted. The legal battle over Banowetz's motion was intense. Madison County State's Attorney Tom Hain moved to dismiss the motion, arguing that it was not filed within the required 30-day window following sentencing. Judge Knapp set a hearing date to consider the state's motion, with the understanding that if she sided with the state, Banowetz could still appeal the decision. During the hearings, Banowetz remained largely silent, only speaking to confirm that he had nothing to add to the proceedings. The court denied a request by First Alert 4 to have a camera in the courtroom, maintaining the procedural decorum of the case. The murder of Randy Gori had a profound impact on Edwardsville and the surrounding Metro East area. Gori was not only a successful attorney, but also a beloved community figure whose loss was deeply felt. The heinous nature of the crime, involving the restraint and terrorizing of his children, added to the community's horror and grief. Investigators uncovered details that painted a chilling picture of Banowetz's mindset and actions leading up to the murder. His internet search history revealed searches for his victims on social media, queries like, "What does $1 million look like?" and information about fake guns. He had even looked up the Gori home on Google Maps, indicating a level of premeditation that was both meticulous and disturbing. Banowetz's financial troubles were significant. He owed thousands of dollars in tuition to his pharmacy school, and it appeared that desperation drove him to plan and carry out the robbery and murder. The prosecution argued that the evidence against him was irrefutable, underscoring the premeditated nature of the crime. Despite his attempts to withdraw his plea, Banowetz's efforts were ultimately unsuccessful. In August 2023, he appeared in Madison County Court to continue his bid to vacate his sentence. Represented by a new defense attorney, Calvin Fuller, Banowetz maintained that his original plea was coerced and that he had received ineffective counsel. However, the court remained skeptical, given the overwhelming evidence and the procedural issues surrounding his motion. The hearings were tense, with Banowetz transported from Pontiac Correctional Facility to Edwardsville for the proceedings. He appeared in court in prison attire, handcuffed, and with a jacket draped over his shoulders to conceal his restraints. The courtroom was a stark reminder of the gravity of his crimes and the legal complexities that followed. Madison County State's Attorney Tom Hain remained steadfast in his position, arguing that Banowetz's motion was procedurally flawed and lacked merit. The court's decision to hear the state's motion first underscored the importance of adhering to legal protocols, even in cases as emotionally charged as this one. As Edwardsville followed the case closely, Randy Gori's legacy contrasted sharply with his brutal murder. The court proceedings highlighted the community's quest for justice and the violence that shattered their sense of safety. Banowetz's claims of coercion and inadequate representation faced significant scrutiny, underscoring the high stakes of potentially overturning his plea. The case also raised broader issues of judicial ethics, campaign contributions' impact on impartiality, and navigating the legal system for defendants alleging coercion or ineffective counsel. The court's decision in Randy Gori's murder case balanced legal arguments with broader justice and accountability. The brutal crime profoundly impacted the community, highlighting the ongoing struggle to balance fairness and the rule of law. Timothy Banowetz's bid to withdraw his plea underscored the complexities of the criminal justice system. His case, marked by premeditation and legal battles, exemplified the stakes in criminal proceedings. As the court deliberated, the pursuit of justice for Gori resonated deeply within the community. The secrets of the Randy Gori murder case continue to chill to this day. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for more true crime mysteries to unfold. And be sure to share this video so others can find out if a ruthless killer will get away with his deadly deeds or face true justice.